Jared McCain, welcome to the 76ers Insiders podcast. Thank you so much for sitting down today.
Of course.
And as us Duke people do, I did my research ahead of this interview, and I've noticed that in every single interview, people ask you about your nails and about your TikToks. So I'm challenging myself to do this whole thing and talk about neither.
Hey,
you ready?
Let's do it.
At Summer League, you told me that upon getting drafted, you reached out to some, no offense, undersized guards that reminded you of yourself, right?
Yeah.
Tell me how that started and tell me how it's going.
Started great and ended great, I feel like.
Oh, it's over. You're not going to speak to any of them anymore?
I mean, no, I'll definitely speak to them.
Okay.
I'll probably ask a lot of them for their jersey still when we play them. But yeah, just asking people who I think I want to look up to, want to model my game after in some way that I've watched them play when I was a kid or in college, seeing their film, whether it's defensively, offensively, just finding something, some insider advice from a place that I've never been to help me in my whole career.
What's the best piece of advice you got, and who gave it to you?
To be honest, I'd probably say Pat Bev.
Really?
Yeah, I think a lot of times when they look at me, there's different opinions you can have, but his main thing was just like, be yourself and have fun. And I think that's what I've always tried to live by, so it's kind of cool to have somebody kind of validated almost who's been there 10 years in the league. So I think just be yourself, have fun, and it'll carry myself a long way.
I know you reached out to Tyrese Maxey as well.
Of course.
How did that go, and how have the workouts with Tyrese been?
It's been great. I reached out to him. Well, he reached out to me right when I got drafted, and then before Summer League, I just wanted some advice. And now being able to work out with him and just talk to him, meet him, it's the biggest blessing I think I could have as a rookie. Someone who's considered, I guess, an undersized guard, who's played as a rookie, had gone through some ups and downs, and now he's one of the best guards in the league. It's amazing for me to just learn from him. And even in the workouts, just certain things you see as a rookie that you want to emulate, whether it's just game speed, the way he goes at, how he talks during his workouts, how he stays so positive, which is something I really resonate with. I think all those things I'm going to continue to learn from him, and it's just great to have a firsthand experience with him.
In our first interview together, you said that you wanted to go toe-to-toe with him for hardest worker. This morning, you were the first in the gym.
Yeah, I'm not saying I don't know where he's at right now. He could be working out somewhere else.
He could be working out early as well.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
so fair.
Exactly. But yeah, I tried to get in as early as possible. It's kind of, even if it feels like I should be the first one, I think just for me, it's like the first win of the day.
Sure.
And I think even making your bed in the morning, the first win of the day, just certain things stack up, and me being the first in the gym is something I try to do.
I know you've also spent a little bit of time now with Joel Embiid and with Paul George. What were those meetings like?
Yeah, obviously, for me being a rookie, I'm always a little nervous meeting superstars, people I've watched since I was a kid, but they're none but great to me, and I think they're going to be great vets for me going forward. Seeing me playing with Paul George on the court and just seeing how he is, it's pretty insane considering how long ago I've been watching him, literally since I was a little kid on YouTube, watching his highlights in class, to now playing with him. It's literally a surreal feeling.
And you went on Podcast P, subscribe, make sure you're following along to all of our player initiatives. When you went on Paul's podcast, you talked about the fact that before Duke, you reached out to a psychologist and you thought that was going to be important for your development. Why did you do that? And let's talk a little bit about how normalized that's become, because that used to be a big deal, and you said it so just of course I did. I want to keep my mental performance up.
Yeah.
Tell us about that decision.
Yeah, it's something. Being on social media, there's stuff that's on there that can really deteriorate your mental health. And I think going into college, especially a college like Duke with a great fan base and a passionate fan base, a lot of stuff negative can be said about you. And for me, I just wanted to keep my mental right, because if my mental's not right, I'm not the best player I can be at all. And I think that's something I have to keep up with. Even if I work as hard as I can, if my mental's right, I'm not going to play my best. And so just reaching out to a psychologist that I've known for a long time, my brother has worked with him, and just working with him throughout the year, I think really was key for me and my success at Duke.
You and your brother are very close, is that correct?
Very close.
Can you tell us a little bit about your bond and the shared dream that you're now getting to realize for both of you?
Yeah, obviously we've been close since a little kid, but I think throughout my high school years, by the time we got really close, and when he got blood clots when he played in high school, had to stop playing, was able to come back, but the blood clots came back. Just a lot of stuff has happened with his basketball career. And so for me, that's the reason why I play, is just for us to reach our dream of making it to the NBA. And that's why it was so special on draft night to achieve that dream. But yeah, the closest brothers I've ever seen. It kind of just, I reach out to him for anything. He's asked me questions about how it's going. Like I tell him every detail because it's like him living it too. So it's really cool to just share it with him and always have someone to go to.
Is he coming out to Philly with you?
He's not. Well, he's a Duke grad assistant.
Love.
So he's working there, obviously, for the season. If he can get away and see a game, hopefully he can. After their season, hopefully we will be still playing. But yeah, he'll definitely try as much to get out here.
Your parents, though, are going to be out here a lot more.
And Teddy, yep.
Tell us about your mom, your dad, and what type of support they're giving you behind the scenes. Because we got to see them at Summer League, and they're obviously big Jared McCain fans, which makes sense.
Yeah.
But what's it like behind closed doors?
It's amazing. Like, I'm so lucky. I thank God every day, like, to have such a great support system behind me. My mom and dad have raised me, like, in such a great way. I'm not trying to be biased here, but I think they're the best parents I've ever seen. It's just amazing to have them here with me. My mom to just cook food from like simple things, cook meals that I've had since I was a kid, just make my house feel like a home. And it's really nice to have them close by. Obviously, I have my dog Teddy here. If you see my dad walking, there's no way he's not going to have either a Jared McCain merch or a 76ers hat on. So just always supporting me in every way they can. And it's amazing to have them.
We're inching closer to your NBA debut and opening night, preseason first, then opening night, then a full season of NBA basketball. What are you most looking forward to?
So much. Like, the little things for me are the one that's going to get me. I think it's just, like, first off, I haven't been to Wells Fargo yet.
Cool.
I've been to the Philly Stadium. I've been to the Eagle Stadium. Like, I've been to everywhere except our actual place. So even just driving up in my car, like, to go in the players' entrance, putting on my jersey, looking around, seeing Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, Paul George, like all these players who I've watched.
Get this, you're going to be wearing the same outfit as them.
Yeah, that's the crazy part.
Wild.
Insane. Just walking out, like doing the warm-up, so, like when the ball gets tipped, just watching the game. Like, it's just going to be so surreal for me. So there's so many moments I'm going to remember and try to just keep as a great visualization tactic.
What are the cornerstones of your game day routine?
Major one is I read a part of a book before every game, the inner game of tennis. There's a little analogy I like to read about the rose. And also...
Say more.
In this book, it talks about just the mental part of sports in general, but it's through a tennis coach. And he talks about this rose analogy where the rose is a rose from the time you plant the seed to the time it grows. And you're going to give it the same care, the same nourishment it needs to reach a rose. And that's something that really resonates with me. I think just I'm going to be myself no matter what, how the media sees me, how players see me. I'm always going to be myself. And no matter what happens, I'm always me. And I think that really helps me just not only lock in, but just know, like, I'm out there just going to play and be myself out there.
You've been to the Phillies. You've been to the Eagles. What have you observed about the Philly fan base?
It's funny. I was sitting right behind home plate, and there were these fans behind me. Shout out to those guys. And they were just screaming at the other team, like every time they missed the bat or missed a swing, whatever, just screaming at them. And that's what I love. I love seeing that part of the passionate fan base of Philadelphia, and so I'm excited to see it at our games.
Let's bridge the gap between Duke and the Philadelphia 76ers. What were the fans like for you at Duke? Because I know that they will hold you accountable as well as be your biggest supporters.
Yep.
How do you think that they might compare to what you're going to experience on opening night in Philadelphia?
Yeah, I think they're very similar. I think obviously being in Philly, it's going to be on a bigger stage. But the similarities they have is just the passionate fan base. Like, they're going to tell you, they can see if you're not playing hard, and they're going to let you know if you aren't. And I think they hold you accountable. It's just something that I'm going to do my part in playing hard, doing what I can to help the team win, control what I can control. But yeah, I think the fan bases are very similar, and I'm excited to get to know this fan base more.
I know you visited Duke since you left. I was going to say graduated. We're not quite there yet.
Not
but
yet. Not yet.
What do you appreciate most about your limited time at Duke?
Oh, man, so much. I think just like I like how Duke is like I think only 7,000 undergrad. So you kind of get to know a lot of people. And I think just when I go back, I can walk around and just say hi to people like the workers at Woo, the dining hall, my teachers.
I'm familiar, thank you.
Yeah, for them.
You know that when I was there, I'm dating myself, that was when the Woo opened, was when I was there. So like my first couple of years, it was under construction.
That's crazy.
I was there life pre-Woo.
That's kind of crazy. I only know it was there before Woo.
Yeah, that's how old I am.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Shouldn't have said that, but all right.
It's okay.
Shows your
Continue.
age.
Continue. The things that you loved included the people in the dining hall.
Exactly. Just saying hi to people I know, remember. Like, I went back last time, and I got to see some of my friends who I was in class with. They run the newspaper, so I went up there, watched a football game with them. Like, just simple things like that, knowing people. And the vibe of Duke. It reminds me of Hogwarts, I've said before, and it's just a great vibe I get.
Are there Duke alums that you've reached out to about the transition into the NBA?
Coach Shire, Carrawell, all the people that have been there. Even we had pro weekend, so even talking to Mark Williams, DJ Stewart, like just people who have been there, done that, and just get as much advice as I can.
All right, last topic that we need to cover, Drake. Best Drake album?
I go back and forth.
Give me top three.
Top three. So Nothing Was the Same, I'm pretty sure, is my top.
Okay.
Take Care, I was really young, but it's something I come back to a lot.
Okay.
And
how old were you when Take Care came out?
What was that, 2011, I think?
I'm
so
scared.
I was either like, 7 or 8.
Continue.
So Take Care, Nothing Was the Same, and More Life is considered a playlist, but More Life is up there for sure. Scorpions Underrated. I'm gonna go Views.
You just mentioned 6. Narrow it down.
No, I know. I'm going Views, Take Care, not in order. Views, Take Care, and Nothing Was the Same.
Okay, if you could only listen to 5 Drake songs for the rest of your life.
That's crazy.
On repeat. Which 5 do you keep with you?
Western Road Flows.
Okay.
Fire and Desire.
Okay. He's like, I've thought about this already. That's a crazy question, but I know my answers.
I really haven't.
Okay, well, the first 2 came off quite quickly.
Because those are my two, those are my
okay,
go-tos.
Fair. Give me 3 more.
Over My Dead Body.
Okay.
Tuscan Leather.
Okay.
I feel like I gotta go. I mean, like, it's a really hard question. I want to say From Time.
Okay.
But I'm really missing a lot of songs right now, so I don't. It's really like it's a top 5 just right in this moment.
But for those that want like the Jared McCain playlist, those 5.
Yeah.
Okay. And last question: why Drake? Like, why is Drake so important to you? Because obviously Drake is topical right now, but it seems that he means more to you. Maybe like it feels like, and I know a lot of Drake fans feel that way, right? Like his music gets you through things, right? Tell me about your personal Drake journey.
Yeah, I think it goes back all the way since I was. Like, since my brother introduced me to Drake when I was, like, 6 years old. Like, listening to Best I Ever Had. Like, him just showing me Drake. I went to his concert when I went to the Take Care concert when Kendrick and A$AP opened up for him. And,
relax.
Anyways. But, yeah, I think he has a song for every mood I'm in. He's been there since I was a kid. It's kind of someone I've grown up with, and he's been at the top for that long. So just a great artist, the best artist of all time. Michael Jackson, of course, too, but Drake is my personal. And it means a lot to me.
Longevity is a theme with you, right? You just talked about the Rose. You've talked about Drake's longevity.
Exactly.
What are a couple things, and I know I said last question, but I think we're going to tie it up here. What are a few things that you're doing right now to ensure that this first season for you is just the beginning?
I think asking questions to the people who have literally been there for 10, 15 years. Taking care of my body is the main thing they say. The best availability is, the best
ability is availability.
Exactly what she said. Just taking care of my body. Obviously going to take care of my mental, because I think nowadays a lot of stuff happens and people are stepping away from the game because of their mental. So taking care of that always. But I think one thing is working hard. It's always going to come back to that. And then once you take care of your body and take care of your mental, everything will set yourself up.
Well, you're asking tons of questions. Thank you for letting me ask you some questions.
Of course.
Jared McCain, always a pleasure. Thanks for sitting down.
Thank you. Mahalo.